When King of the Table 10 tournament was going on, right around that time, Travis Bagent was running through everyone in the King of Virginia Arm Wrestling Championship, which was more or less expected from him because there weren't any big names that showed up to that tournament. But it's still cool to see Travis in form, looking massive, not looking as chubby as he used to, maybe only few months ago as well. And his reaction time, his top roll looked clean. He went through everyone including Artem Ternenko like they weren't even there, both left and right-handed. And naturally after that, Travis made a new offer for ENGIN. Now he wants increased payment, he wants a promotion sort of, and business class tickets if ENGIN wants to invite him to East versus West. Which in my mind obviously isn't going to happen because Travis has already let ENGIN down once by cancelling the Hermes Gasparini match until he shows some promise by defeating some bigger names. Although Travis believes right now genuinely, wholeheartedly that he can defeat Pavlo, but until he actually does something like that, I don't believe he's getting an invite from ENGIN TERZI. As surprising as it may sound, Irakli Zirakashvili was beating up Vitaly Laletin in the King of the Table 10 after polls, the practice polls. And Coach Day also mentioned the same fact to ENGIN TERZI. He said he didn't watch that practice poll, but everyone was saying that Vitaly was getting beaten up pretty bad by Irakli Zirakashvili. And as you can see on the screen, we actually have a small footage of that. But clearly Vitaly isn't trying there. Even ENGIN mentioned, if you got $100,000, who would you bet on? Well, in this practice poll, some people may be doubtful, but in an actual match, for sure they're going to put their money on Vitaly Laletin. But it's kind of cool to see Irakli gaining more confidence with these polls. Something similar happened to Hermes Gasparini as well after he was beating Matt Musk on the after table in the practice polls, which led him to believe that he belongs on that level. Devon was interviewed by a famous bodybuilder named Antoine, and in that interview, he told us some details about his early life, how he got into arm wrestling, who trained him, how he was never able to defeat his grandma because the last match with her, which was really close, was when Devon was about 10 years old. After that, he never arm wrestled him. And he talked about his military career, which is kind of surprising because some rumors were out there that Devon is kind of not so supportive of it right now. But he clearly mentioned that he will do that all over again. The military experience was absolutely amazing, and the adrenaline rush that you get on the missions, arm wrestling isn't even close to that. Devon said after LEVAN, no matter what, if it is a win or loss, it doesn't matter to him. He will defend his 115 kg title, and after that he will go for the 105 kg title because it's just a water weight cut for him. He walks around 260 pounds and going to 231 is no big deal for him. ENGIN also gave some advice what LEVAN should or shouldn't do against Devon, which is kind of surprising because ENGIN doesn't really talk about these things when he's the one organizing the matches. We'll talk about that later in this video. But before that, Devon's predictions about East versus West. So Devon said Arsen Liliev is probably the best light heavyweight that we have ever seen. Looked like he's favoring him over Brandon Alsasser, but Brandon may have a shot. Arsen will be a threat in whatever class he is sitting in. He's gonna be bad news. Michael Todd versus Frank Lamparelli. Devon said that Frank Lamparelli is not a bum. It is a bad matchup for Mike. Frank can give Michael a lot of problems. I think this is gonna be a tough fight. Michael has potential to impress. Well, this statement leads me to believe that Devon may have Frank as a favorite if a win for Michael will be impressing someone according to Devon. Devon believes that Alijan Muratov is the strongest pound for pound arm wrestler right now. He doesn't even know how strong he really is. So he's not completely ignoring the chances of Hermes Gasparini defeating Alijan in this match, but looks like Devon has Alijan as the favorite. What he did with Prudnik was terrifying display of power. I really have no idea how this match is gonna go. Alex Kordecha versus Georgi Svetkov. Last time they faced, Alex top-rolled Georgi. They both have gotten a lot better since then. Alex surprisingly has good endurance for his size, and so does Georgi. Devon thinks this match can go either way, but if you were to ask me what he believes, what he really believes, maybe Georgi is a slight favorite. And naturally so, because the guys that you have defeated, you want them to beat everyone in this world except for yourself, obviously. Devon versus LEVAN. I am too big for him. I'm gonna be in the best shape of my life. I got mad respect for Levan. I think he is the very best thing arm wrestling has produced in terms of level, but who knows, if I beat him, that means I am the best. So let's now discuss what ENGIN said about this match. ENGIN said in round 3, Levan tried to hold on to Hermes Gasparini too much, trying to prevent him from slipping. Eventually, Hermes got the slip, and that kind of put a real beating on Levan's hand. It kind of gassed out his hand. That's why the performance was not that great in the next round or in the same round after a restart when Hermes stopped Levan Saginashvili. And this is a mistake that he shouldn't be doing against Devon. Of course, if he can contain him easily and take him down to the pad, he should do that. He must do that. But if it is a war, if he's desperately trying to hold on to him for like 10-15 seconds, then it can be bad news for Levan. And in that match, in the straps, if Levan's wrist cracks back slightly, then he's going to be in big trouble. That's all Devon needs. And I found this funny meme on internet. If King of the Table doesn't let me get in, for sure ENGIN will let me get in East versus West. And ENGIN's faces from the video where he was getting Devon lad from the airport to Istanbul, to the venue actually, that face is absolutely hilarious. And this meme can be true for some reasons, but I would advise King of the Table to ban someone from their events before they actually buy the ticket. I'm not sure if Igor bought the ticket to King of the Table or not, but if he did and then after that they didn't allow him to get in, then it can be some serious trouble legally. So by the time this video is edited and uploaded on the channel, Igor Mazurenko's live may have already been finished. So you can check that out, what he really want to say about this situation, or I'll cover that in the future videos. Thanks for watching, like the video and subscribe.